Commander Rylan Voss awoke slowly, as though his mind had to swim upward through a lake of thick, metallic-tasting fog. His first sensation was cold, biting, crystalline cold that wrapped him like a hostile creature. His second sensation was weight. Not heavy but warm. A small body pressed against his side. His eyes snapped open. A girl, no, not a girl, not human, sat curled beside him beneath the shredded remnants of an emergency thermal sheet. Her skin was pale lavender, faintly luminescent in the dim light filtering through the broken hull plates above them. Her eyes were closed, her breathing slow and even. And yes, she was very clearly unclothed, but in the unmistakably non-human way of a creature whose physiology had no concept of modesty or fabrics. She clung to him out of obvious necessity, her slender limbs wrapped around his torso, soaking in his heat. Rylan jerked slightly, instinctively pulling back. The alien stirred, blinking awake. Her eyes opened, large, silver, reflective like liquid metal, and she gasped softly. "You live," she whispered. Her voice was musical, shaped by vocal cords not designed for harsh consonants. Rylan's training kicked in. He forced a calming breath. "I'm alive," he said. "And you saved me." She sat up, still keeping the thermal sheet wrapped around them both. "You fell from the metal sky. Your machine screamed fire. I pulled you from its jaws." Memory flooded back in jagged fragments. The patrol run over the uncharted moon. Designation Nephos 3. The sudden burst of static. The proximity alarm shrieking. Then the surface rushing up. "You dragged me out before the fuel cells ignited," Rylan murmured. "Yes," she said simply. She looked small, fragile even, but there was a wiry tension in her posture, a readiness that reminded Rylan of wild forest animals back on Terra. Her hair, or something like hair, fell around her shoulders in a shimmering cascade of iridescent strands. No human pigment ever shifted colors like that. He realized she was shivering. "You're freezing," Rylan said. "You also were," she replied. "Our kind keeps warm only by touch. My people live beneath the ice shelves, but I am alone here. I thought you might die if I did not share warmth." Rylan surveyed their surroundings. They were in a half-collapsed section of his ship's fuselage. Snow drifted in through gaps above. The air was thin but breathable. He tried his calm dead. The distress beacon. He couldn't be sure. The cockpit had taken the worst of the impact. He turned back to the alien. "What's your name?" She tilted her head, thinking. Names change with the tides of the inner sea. But for outsiders, the nearest sound is Syrah. "I'm Rylan. And I owe you my life." Syrah's silver eyes softened. "We should leave this cold place. Storm breath will come soon, and its winds can peel flesh." "Storm breath?" he asked. She pointed at the distant sky through a jagged hull gap. Already, the blue-white clouds churned unnaturally, spiraling as though something stirred them from beneath. "Not a storm like yours," she explained. "A creature. One that swims the air. It hunts by pressure and vibration." Rylan stiffened. "You're saying the storm is alive?" She nodded. "Everything here lives. And everything here, Rylan suspected, could kill." The middle. Rylan scavenged what he could from the wreck. Emergency rations, 2 intact heating cells, a flare gun, and a portable NAV unit with a cracked display. It flickered uncertainly, but it showed the local terrain, mostly glaciers and jagged crevasses. No sign of settlements. "I don't see any structures," Rylan said. "My people do not build above ground," Syrah explained. "We carve homes beneath the ice. We are warm there. Can your people help me contact my fleet?" Syrah hesitated. "Maybe, But the ice warrens are far, and the storm serpent wakes. The wind outside shifted, low at first like a distant sigh. Then it deepened into a resonant pulse that Rylan felt through his bones. Sira grabbed his wrist. "We must move." They climbed out of the fractured wreckage and into the moon's dusky daylight. The landscape stretched in crystalline silence, endless sweeping plains of pale blue ice reflecting the twin stars overhead. The beauty of it stole Rylan's breath, until a thunderous crack rolled across the horizon. Above them, clouds convulsed like something massive swam within them. A serpentine shadow dipped beneath the vapor and vanished. Rylan swallowed. "Please tell me that's far away." "It is nearer than it looks," Sira replied. "Sky beasts shrink distance." "Great." They trekked across the icy expanse, Sira navigating by subtle shifts in the landscape Rylan couldn't perceive. She moved lightly, barefoot, seemingly unaffected by the cold, though she occasionally leaned toward him, absorbing warmth when the wind intensified. Traveling was slow. Rylan's legs ached. The low gravity helped, but the terrain was treacherous. They passed crystalline formations like frozen coral, shimmering as though alive. Tiny bioluminescent organisms scurried beneath the ice, glowing trails tracing their movements. Hours passed. The sky darkened unnaturally. The storm serpent was returning. A concussive boom shook the ice field. Rylan stumbled. Sira pulled him behind a ridge. "Hold still," she whispered. A colossal form descended from the clouds, a creature shaped like a whale carved from stormlight and shadow. Its translucent skin crackled with electricity, illuminating its enormous rib-like structures. It drifted silently over the ice, its presence bending the air around it. Every instinct screamed at Rylan to run. But Sira pressed her palm to his chest, urging stillness. "It listens. Do not speak. Do not breathe loudly." The serpent hovered above the wreckage they had left behind. A moment later, lightning lanced downward. The ship exploded in a blinding flash. Rylan flinched. "It knows now," Sira whispered. "It knows something new walks its territory." He exhaled shakily. "Then we move faster." They resumed their trek. Exhaustion clawed at Rylan, but Sira supported him, guiding his steps. At last, they reached a towering cliff of ice. Sira pressed her hand against a section that appeared solid. The ice responded, glowing softly, then cracking open to reveal a tunnel descending into blue-lit depths. "Welcome," she said, "to the under-ice." The ending. Warmth enveloped Rylan the moment they entered. Biothermal vents illuminated the cavern walls, casting rippling patterns of light. Strange flora grew in luminous clusters. The air felt humid, thick with mineral scents. Rylan stared. This is incredible." Sira smiled. "My people thrive here. The ice protects us." As they walked deeper, figures emerged from hidden alcoves. More of Sira's kind, each with shimmering hair and silver eyes. They murmured with curiosity, though none approached aggressively. An elder stepped forward, taller, with darker markings along his arms. "Sira," he said, "you bring an outsider." "He fell from the sky machines," Sira replied. "He needs aid." The elder assessed Rylan with calm scrutiny. "We know your kind. Humans explore. Humans take. Why should we help you return?" Rylan stepped forward, steadying his voice. "Because I didn't come here to conquer anything. I came to chart unknown systems, not disturb them. If you don't help me return, more humans will come looking for me. If I go back myself, I can keep this moon off our expansion routes. I can protect your people." The cavern fell silent. Sira looked at the elder. He speaks truth. And he carries warmth, even for those not of his kind. Finally the elder nodded. Then we shall help. They guided Rylan to a chamber housing an ancient structure. Part organic, part crystalline. A communication node, older than Sira's people themselves. It amplified signals through the ice like a planetary tuning fork. With Sira's help, Rylan configured it to broadcast a narrowband distress message toward his fleet. When the signal finally transmitted, Rylan exhaled a shuddering breath of relief. They'll find me. Sira glanced down. Will you leave soon? Soon, Rylan said. But I won't forget this place. Or you. She approached him, placing a hand over his heart. Then remember our warmth. And protect our world. I promise. Far above, beyond the safety of the ice, the storm serpent roared through the clouds, but its sound was distant now, powerless to reach them. Rylan sat beside Sira, waiting for rescue, warmed not just by the cavern's heat but by something deeper. Connection across species, born in the coldest place he'd ever known. And when the human fleet finally arrived, tearing through the clouds like silver arrows, Rylan stood ready to ensure the moon of Nephos. 3 remained untouched. Its secrets preserved, its people safe. Sira smiled softly. You awoke, human pilot, she said. But perhaps now, you are truly awake.